Hello everyone, and we are starting the analysis of यूरो जीबीपी डेली चार्ट। सबसे पहले मैं आप लोगों को बता दूं कि हमें जो इंडिकेटर ऑसिलेटर्स यूज़ करने हैं वो है टोटल 10। सबसे पहले वी आर टेकिंग मूविंग एवरेज, जो कि आप यहाँ पे देख सकते हो, द येलो लाइन विथ moving average 50, the pink line with moving average 100, and the blue line with moving average 200. So these are the moving averages. Then we have the Bollinger Bands in white color, Bollinger Band 20, Bollinger Band 20, and then again another Bollinger Band here, Bollinger Band 20. The three bands that you can find of Bollinger Band are these. Then we have another indicator, that is parabolic SAR. The parabolic SAR are basically these dots which you can see, which is at 0.202 and 0.20, and you can find these dots over here, here, and then again. Then another indicator that we have is the J indicator, J indi, that is been made by Girish Iyer sir, and this indicator is based on the moving averages. It is based on many different indicators which were already present in the metacodes. And then another oscillator that we have here is RSI, that is the relative strength index. Then we have the moving average, convergence and divergence. Then we have the stochastic at 533, and our MACD was at 12, 26 and 9. The RSI was at 14. Then we have this percentage R, that is Williams percent range, and that is also at 14. The normal settings which is already been set by the metacodes, and then the ADX which is already at 14. Everything over here, if you see, is based on 14 candles. So the next one is the ATR, that is the average true range, which is again 14. And the ADX that I was telling you, the average directional movement index, is also at 14. So with the help of all these indicators, we will be able to make the decision about whether the market is at uptrend or it is at downtrend. So for making that decision, it is important to first go through the three various charts, D1, H4 and H1. So first of all, we are at D1. At D1 we have seen moving average. In this chart, in this particular chart, I will tell you guys, I also have my other moving average that you can find here. I'll just try to increase the size so that I can make you guys see this. Okay, trying to fix everything nicely. Okay, fine. So here guys, you can find these orange line over here, orange line and a red line. Okay, the red line here is moving average 5, and another one is moving average 10. So I also have this 5 and 10 for more information for myself, but here for your knowledge I'll tell you, you just need to focus on these three lines, that is the yellow moving average, the pink line and the blue line. The yellow line, pink line and the blue line, these are not the lines, these are the moving averages, right? So if we see the moving average 50, 100 and then 200 in a sequence of 50, 100 and then 200, it says it's an uptrend, and that's why you need to make an up arrow before making these uh, things in your copy. Okay, what you need to do is just write the name of all the indicators, and on the other hand you need to write D1, H4, H1 and draw the columns, and then in moving average you need to make an up arrow. On Bollinger Band, if you see, it's just neutral. In D1, if we see, because the moving average of if you see this middle line or the middle band, if you see, the upper middle band and the lower middle band. In if you see both these bands, what you will find, the middle band over here, if the middle band and the lower band, in between these two bands, if you find your candles, you can say it's a downtrend. But if you see the upper band and the middle band and the candles are between that, you can say it's an upper band. But as of now, you can see the middle band and the candle is just there at the middle band itself. If you see the previous candles, you will see that it was a downtrend. So what we can say is it's neutral, because you cannot clarify what is happening as of now. If you see the parabolic SAR, what you will find is, then again it's a downtrend, because from consecutive almost 6 days, what we have seen is it's a downtrend for Euro GBP. So I will make a downtrend. If I see the J indicator, if what I'll see is a red arrow going down, which means again it's a downtrend. If I see the relative strength index, I will just shift this and we'll see here. See, if I see the RSI 40, the relative strength index says you are at the middle 50. Okay, if you see the blue line, that is the moving average basically. If you see this moving average at 50 to 70, you can say you can buy, which means it's an uptrend. But if you see between 50 to 30, that means it's a downtrend. And 70 to 100 says it's overbought. There are many buyers. And when you see it 30 to 0, you can say it is oversold. So as of now, in the current scenario, what I can see is the blue moving average, or the blue trend line that we can find over here, is saying that it is this the horizontal line as of now is at a value of 53.9681, which means you it's an uptrend and you can actually buy. But based on only one indicator, we cannot take a decision. Based on this one oscillator, we cannot take decision, but we can say it's an uptrend. So I'll make an up arrow. MACD, if we find MACD which is at 12, 26 and 9, what I can find here, let us check MACD. MACD says there is a line of 0, and above 0, if you see your lagging line and your the line which is the preceding line and the lagging line, which is for basically, one is your preceding line and another one is your lagging line. Here the histogram that you can find, these are the histogram. This is being made first, these are the preceding one, and the lagging one over here is the red dotted line, which you say as the lagging line. So lagging line and the histogram is at above 0 position, which means it's an uptrend. And if you find this lagging line and the histogram below 0, you can say it's good to sell. Now let us see the stochastic, and the stochastic here has two different lines where you need to make certain borders of buy and sell. If it is 100 to 80, that is overbought. If it is 20 to 0, it is oversold. Between 80 to 50, it is good to buy, and between 50 to 20, it is good to sell. And the current situation, if we see the two arrows over here, it is between 50 to 20, which means it is good to sell, which means it's a downtrend. If we see Williams percentage R, that is exactly at 82 point minus 82.93, and then that number is actually changing every point of time. It is every now and then it's changing. So the arrow that we can see over here, the trend line that we can see, it says if it is 0 to 20, it is overbought. Again, 80 to minus 80 to minus 100, it is oversold. And the current situation, if you see, it is minus 82. Again, it's a downtrend based on Williams percentage R. Now we see the average directional movement index. If we find the average directional movement index, it it is having three different lines which you can find here, which is the main line is at 42, and the down one is not at 0, it's at 4. So in this you need to understand and see the 22.3108. This number you need to see if you are between 100 to 80, it is overbought. Okay, it's basically it's not about overbought or oversold, it is about how strong the trend is going on. So if it is 22.3108, this means the trend which is currently going in the market is a trend which is not so strong, it is very much weak, because it is not between 50 to 80. So now what we can say is, as it is between 20 to 50, we can say it is a weak trend which is being followed. And as I can see here, why it is weak, because as we have seen different indicators and oscillators as of now, this is very confusing, because few indicators say it's an uptrend, but few says is it's a downtrend, and the fight between downtrend and uptrend goes on. As we can see, moving average said it is an uptrend, and if we have seen relative strength index, again that was based on moving average, it also said us that it's a uptrend, and then the MACD also told us that it's an uptrend. So with three up arrows, we have four down arrows. The parabolic SAR, the JND, the stochastic, and Williams percentage are says it's a down trend. So ultimately, I'm considering a weak down trend. And if I see the average true range, which actually gives me the zone, so it says that it's 0.0136. That means I can cover nearly about 0.0136 peeps on my stop losses or on my profits. So any trade positions, if are being opened, the stop loss and the profit that we need to consider shall not exceed 0.0136. So I'll just write that down, that numbers, that is 0.0136. The next chart that we need to consider and do the analysis is of H4. So we'll go for H4, and again we'll start with the very first indicator, that is the moving average indicator, and I'll just shift down all these other oscillators down below so that we can clearly find all our indicators on our candlesticks. So here is the clear picture of our candlesticks. So here, as you can find in H4, if I ask you where the moving average is going on, you can find this yellow line, the moving average 50, the blue line, the moving average 200, and the pink line, that is the moving average, this one, the moving average 100. So it is again getting confusing in moving average 50, 100, 200. The series is not being followed, neither the 200, 150 is being followed, and we cannot even find a golden cross over here. So in H4, I'll say it is we are saying it is not defined that what is the trend, because the moving averages over here is not in the sequence of 50, 100 and 200 as we wanted. The second one is the Bollinger Bands. If you find the Bollinger Bands, the three Bollinger Bands are actually not being clearly seen over here. As what we can find, I'll just zoom it a bit so that I can find it clearly, and then I'll put some space here as well, and I'll just shorten this down. See, the if you find the white arrows here, See, the first Bollinger Band, the second Bollinger Band, and the third Bollinger Band. Again, based on H4, you can say it's an uptrend because the upper Bollinger Band and the middle Bollinger Band is having the all three to four consecutive candles. And if I see the fourth candle means the previous fourth day had an overbought position as well. So as of now, it's an uptrend based on Bollinger Band. Earlier in day one analysis, in 1 day analysis, what we have found is in Bollinger Band we were not specified, we were confused because we could not determine either it is an uptrend or a downtrend. But here in H4 we can say the Bollinger Band is saying that it's an uptrend, so I'll just make an up arrow. The second one, if we find the second one, if we find the second one is parabolic SAR. If we see the parabolic SAR over here, it was earlier saying it's a downtrend, but based on H4 candle, I can say that it is an earlier it was saying it's an uptrend, but now it's saying it's a downtrend. But only a single dot we have found. It needs three dot to get confirmed, at least 2 to 3 dots. Based on different traders, they have different emotions, but we can say that it's a downtrend. But eventually if you see here, the JND says again it's an uptrend. So I'll better suggest you should not make a decision and put a arrow which is not defined, because here the condition what I've seen is the previous the previous almost 16 to 16 to almost 20 hours what I have seen was it was an uptrend for Euro GBP. So I will suggest you to say it as not defined. And the JND, if I see the last arrow of JND said that it's an uptrend here, so I'm saying it's an uptrend. If I see the relative strength index, that is the oscillator, so based on the oscillator I can say it is, and it's good to sell. So it's a downtrend based on uh, the marking, that is 46.9929 as of now, and it is changing to 47 and 46. So I'll say it's a downtrend. As we can see, the blue line, the blue color trend line that we can see here, that is below 50 and above 30, which means it is good to buy good to sell condition. I'm so sorry, it is good to sell condition, and between 0 to 30 it is oversold. So in this condition I will say, guys, it is good to sell. It's a downtrend, which means. And next one is the MACD. If we find the MACD here, MACD again says it is because the histogram and the lagging line is below 0, so it's a downtrend. Let's go to stochastic. Stochastic says it's good to sell again, which means it's a downtrend. And Williams percentage R is saying me it does not has the 50 minus 50 line anywhere, so I'll just draw the minus 50 line here. uh, I'll just get the minus 50 line. Okay, so here as I can see, this is minus 56.8019, which again tells me that it is good to sell, as the range that we can see is minus 50 to minus 80. It's the situation, it's a position where it says it's a downtrend and it is good to sell. The next line that we are going to see is the ADX, and based on ADX it is, as of now it is 28.25, which is again it's weak. So it's a weak downtrend because guys I have got almost four down arrows, so I will say it's a weak downtrend, which means it can be a reversal any point of time. And if we see the next oscillator, that is the ATR, the ATR is, as of now, the ATR is at 0.0035. So if we take any position, be it a sell or be it a buy position, you should take a position with a stop loss and a profit, marking profit of 0.0035. The next chart that we need to consider is H1. So in H1 chart, again we will do the same thing for the analysis part. I will just drag down these lines and we'll go up. It's a very simple way to do the analysis, and this is the thing that a newbie trader must be doing first for all the currencies that he or she may plan to trade on in that particular day. So here is the indicators in front of us. Again we can see this yellow line, pink line, and this moving average 200. I will not be saying it as yellow, pink and blue. You need to understand that it is the moving average, 10 moving average, 50 and moving average, sorry, moving average 50, 100 and 200. So here moving average 200 and moving average 50 and moving average 100 is not at a golden crossover, and neither they are in a proper sequence. So based on that I can say that it is not defined, and you cannot actually explain that whether it is a downtrend or an uptrend. So I'm making a neutral arrow over here, same and likewise as H4 that I've done earlier. The next one is the Bollinger Band. In Bollinger Band, if you find, the Bollinger Band says that okay, in the three bands, this line that you can see which is getting created for this hour, that is the current hour, that is a downtrend basically. And in fact I can say the people, the market was being overbought for euro GBP, as the candle what you can find over here is below the lower band as well. So it is again a downtrend. If we see the parabolic SAR, the three dots, or you can say more than three dots, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15, previous 15 hours is explaining us a very downtrend based on this particular indicator. It says it explains us that it was a downtrend since last 15 hours. So I'll make a down arrow in my analysis chart. Next, if we see the J Indy, it also explains us that it was a downtrend because we can find two down arrow over here, two red down arrows. So again it's a downtrend. If we see the relative strength index, I'll show you guys the relative strength index here. See, the relative strength index is right now at 39.96 and it is actually changing. So if we say between 30 to 50 to 30 or 30 to 50, that means it is good to sell position. This means it's a downtrend. Now we see the MACD, the lagging line, and uh, the the histogram. If we find this particular R has been based, if we see the histogram, it is a downtrend because this line, the histogram line, the single line is at a downtrend and the previous line were at an uptrend, and the lagging line is still at an uptrend. So it is not very clear whether it is a downtrend or an uptrend. Now few traders might consider this line as an uptrend itself, and they might judge it as, it's an uptrend. So what I'll do is I'll just make it as an uptrend as of now, because I cannot make a decision based on the current running hour. We need to be very clear with the previous hour. The previous hours were showing me as an uptrend based on the lagging line and the histogram as well. So I'll make it as an uptrend. The stochastic, if we find the stochastic, it is at 533. So here the stochastic, if you see, it is 180, 50, 20 and 0. Here it says it is an downtrend. The downtrend which we can find is, it's also telling us that the two lines, the trend lines that we can see is nearly, or the second dotted line is coming towards 0 to 20. It is not at this 20, but it is coming there. And the blue line that we can see, the blue trend line that we can see, it is between 20 to 0, which means it's a downtrend. And so I'll make it as a downtrend itself. And it's also a position where it is being overbought and it's a downtrend. If we see Williams percentage range, if we see the Williams percentage range, it's minus 93, minus 93, and that is again changing to minus 94, which means it's a place, or it's a range or a position where you can actually say it is being oversold. The previous indicator that we have seen, the previous oscillator, I'm so sorry, the stochastic was saying us that it is a downtrend. Similarly, that was even oversold, and here also, as per based on Williams percentage range, it is again been saying us that it is oversold. So I'll make a downtrend here and I'll write oversold in my analysis chart. In Williams, on stochastic also, I will write it as oversold. Now you'll see the average directional movement index, and based on ADX also I will see what is the condition. So the ADX says me 16.9379, which is again weak movement. It's a weak movement, and I will count the numbers of downtrend. I can see almost 6 downtrends in H1, which means it's a weak downtrend. Although all my candlestick charts, all my indicators and my oscillators are telling me that it is a weak, it's a downtrend, but still, based on ADX, it says me it's a weak downtrend, because the number that we have got over here is 16. And I have been telling you guys repeatedly that if you find it between 80 to 50, or might be up till 40, it's a strong movement going on in the market. But if you see it nearly about 50 to 20, or might be 40 to 20, it's in middle, it's weak, or you can say it's okay, it's in medium movement, okay, which can be a strong movement later onwards, or it can be weak. And between 0 to 20, it's literally a poor movement, or you can say it's a very weak movement, where it might, it might not be justified if you take any trade positions based on the weak movement, because this can eventually shift or change in the next coming movement. So this is weak. And ATR, if I see again the pips movement that you can target for your profit or for as your stop loss, it is at 0.0014. So your ATR, the average true range here is 0.0014. It's a very small movement that you can consider. And after making the analysis for day 1 H4 and H1, now what I need to do in my chart is I need to analyze the total number of downtrend, the total number of uptrend, and then I need to make a position in H1, or I can make it for one complete day as well. If I find the number of arrows are more, I can make, or I can take a complete trade position for a day, and it can be fruitful for me because we have done the analysis. Also you need to understand, guys, if you don't get, or if you don't get your target, if you don't find your profits on a day, it can be the market, it can be the news, it can be the change, the volatility, because of the news which is coming in the market. So you need to be across all the news. You need to understand everything. You have to understand what is the current circumstances of the market, and what are the news is coming up in the market. So let me just calculate the number of down arrow, number of up arrow, and number of neutral arrow. So I'm just calculating on my technical analysis chart that I've made, that I'll be making now daily. So for my euro gbp, the number of up arrows are 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so there are six six up arrow, and the number of down arrows are 14. 14 down arrows, 6 up arrows, and if I say the neutral one, so it is 1 2 and 3. So 3 neutral arrows. So guys, it's on the trader whether to take a trade position or not, but based on our analysis, based on our technical analysis, what we can say is GBP, Euro GBP is at a downtrend, and you can take a trade position of, for one day you can target 0.0136, for 4 hours you can target 0.0035, and for 1 hour you can target 0.0014. So guys, as of now for today, I will show you guys how to take a trade position as well. So I'm coming up over here on my terminal, and now I'm putting 3 sell options over. I'm taking 3 sell position here, and the lot size is 0.01 based on my risk analysis, my risk appetite. On my 5,000 equity account, I'm taking 0.01 lot. That is basically the micro lots that I'm targeting. I'm not taking a mini lot, or a standard lot. I'm not choosing them, but I'm taking a 0.01 sell position. I'm taking 3 such positions, and 3 positions are opened here. And here in these 3 positions, guys, what I will do here is I will set my SL, stop losses, and also my TP for one day. See over here, I'm just showing you guys how to do that. Here you can see the stop loss and the take profit. Here I'll just set the take profit. This is for day 1. This one position will get closed after a day because I'm targeting 0.0136 tip, and for one complete day. Okay, so if I find my value at which I have actually sold it was 0.8 uh, 0.87425, and the profit that I am targeting is minus, if you are using your calculator, just minus it, the 0.0136, and for a day you will actually take 0.86065. And for stop loss, if I set the stop loss as well, so for stop loss it will be 0.87425 plus 0.0136. If you add it, you will get 0.88785. Okay, so that is your stop loss, and your take profit is at 0.86065. I'll modify it, and here it is being set. Now coming to the next one, this will be based on one hour. So if I take it for an hour, I should target 0.0014 only. As I've taken a sell position, my current my price at which I've sold it was 0.87425. It was at the same time when I took my above position. So 0.87425 um, plus 0.0014, which is 0.87565, and my take profit comes down to 0.87285. I'll modify this, and the third position will be based on 4-hour candlestick pattern analysis. So if I see that my price was 0.87434, it is very much volatile. As you can see, the H1 trade position, the analysis that we did, and based on that, the chart we can see here, and it was trying to touch the SL for my H1 target. As of now, I'm setting my target for 4-hour analysis. So I took this at 0.87434. I will subtract 0.0035. I will get my profit, which is 0.87084, and my stop loss comes down to 0.87784. I will modify it. Okay, so all my three positions are being taken up, and let's see whether these trade positions make a profit or a loss. So I hope you like this video, and this complete session for technical analysis of Euro GBP was useful to you. I hope it would be a complete video where you can actually learn a lot, and more such videos are coming up to your doors. I hope you keep checking all these videos and learn something so that you can trade by yourself. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.